Here's a good story for you, and also shows you the importance of why you always want to have a weapon on you just in case, because we live in a crazy world. My name, by the way, is Jason Hanson. I'm a former CIA officer and the New York Times bestselling author of Spy Secrets that can save your life. So here's the story. Right now, my family and I were looking for a mini farm, just a few acres, maybe 5 to 10 acres. So a farm where we can have some chickens, some animals, have a bigger garden. And so we got a realtor, and again, we're looking for 5 to 10 acres, nothing huge. Now, I do have our 320-acre Spy Ranch where we do all our evasive driving, our firearms training, and all that. And I have yet to convince my wife to move out there to 320 acres. Some strange, selfish reason of hers. She doesn't want to live off the grid with 6 kids. I don't know why. Can't understand it. So for now, we're gonna have this 5 to 10 acre mini farm. Well, the other day, as we're looking through realtor.com and our realtor is sending us listings to look at, we see some that's 10 acres that look like it might be perfect for us. So my realtor takes us out there. As we're driving to this 10 acres, we pass by this kind of rickety old rundown house, and it had gun signs all over that said something like, I shoot, I don't call 911, you know, this property is protected by the Second Amendment, etc., which I love those signs, they're great. However, if it were a Hollywood movie and they were showing this house that we passed by, if it were Hollywood, they would expect some crazy guy to come out with a ZZ Top beard and a shotgun to shoot at you or something. So that's what this house looked like. We passed this house, and just a little bit beyond that is the 10 acres that we're looking to buy. I get out, you know, the 6 kids get out, you know, my wife, the realtor, everybody's walking around, and they're ahead of me, and I'm just hanging back, just taking my time looking around more, but the kids are running around having a great time. And all of a sudden, this white truck comes barreling down the road, and it pulls in behind my car. The same white truck that was parked at that rickety rundown house that I just told you about. And as soon as the guy in this white truck gets out of his car, and I can tell by his body language that he is not a happy camper. Now I'm a pretty decent distance from him, but as I'm seeing him, I can tell he's not happy, and I also can see something on his hip. I can't tell what it is. But in the state of Utah, a very gun-friendly and free state, it's not uncommon to see somebody with a gun on their hip. However, if it's an angry guy coming at me, well, obviously not necessarily a good thing. So this guy hops out of his car. I can see he's angry, I can see someone on his hip, and he starts yelling, "Get off my property, you're trespassing," a few other colorful words that I'm not gonna repeat. And he's coming at me. Well, obviously, I want to kill him with kindness. I don't want to escalate the situation. So I say to him before he can get too close to me, I say, "Hey, I'm with our realtor. We're looking at this 10-acre property for sale." And as the guy's coming closer, of course, I'm scanning and looking at his hands all around his body, and I can see that that thing on his hip is a cell phone. It is not a gun. However, I will fully admit, because he was angry, because he was yelling, thought he might have a gun, my hand was in my pocket on my own gun, if heaven forbid I had drawn. So that particular day, I happen to have this in my pocket. This is the sheath that has this hook. Very important. If you're ever using a pocket gun, make sure you draw it multiple times, obviously in a safe and empty manner, because most sheaths are crappy and they will come out with the gun when you try and draw it from your pocket. That's why you want this little hook here and a hook here, so the sheath stays in your pocket. So the gun that I had on me that day was a Sig Sauer P365. I love this gun, great little pocket gun. The beauty and the reason I also love pocket carry is I can put my hand in my pocket on my gun and nobody's the wiser. So as this guy's yelling and screaming at me and he's coming at me in a threatening manner, I can sit there with my hand on my gun in my pocket, nothing looks crazy. It's not like I'm gonna pull out a gun. You obviously don't wanna do that. You don't wanna escalate the situation. But I can sit here with my hands in my pocket, nothing looks strange. Well, going back to the story, as the guy's approaching me and I'm saying, "Hey, we're just looking at the 10 acres, we're the realtor," he gets closer and he says, "No, this is my family's land. It's been in my family for generations, and my brother's trying to sell it illegally from under us. You can't be selling it. This is my land. Get out of here." Now, I always, as I said, I want to de-escalate. What good would it do for me to be trying to amp up the situation? Meaning if I said, "Hey buddy, knucklehead, knock it off. I saw the listing on realtor.com and I can be here," that would have, you know, I told this guy to go pound sand. That would not have turned out in a very good manner, especially because I'm armed. I don't know if he's armed. I don't know if he's got a gun concealed on him. So swallow your pride, always de-escalate. So after I told the guy, "Hey, you know, our realtor's showing this, it's on realtor.com," and he says, "Guess what? My brother's trying to sell it illegally." I said, "Hey, I am so sorry. I had no idea. I thought this land was for sale. My apologies." So I have no problem killing people with kindness and acting like I'm a very super friendly, mild-mannered guy. I can do that very well. After I said that, he did calm down a bit, and I said, hey, we'll get out of here. And he says, yeah, get off my land now. And I said, totally understand. I would be mad if somebody was trespassing on my land, so I totally get it. I'm sorry you and your brother are having a dispute, because I guess the brothers hate each other, because, a family dispute, like unfortunately many families have. Got my wife and the kids in the car, and we got out of there. Easy peasy, everything was fine. No violence took place, which is always the way you want it to be. But the lessons are, of course, always have a weapon on you. What if that guy had come at me, and because he thought I was trespassing, even though I was looking at a real estate listing, what if he had done something and I didn't have a weapon? A gun is my first choice because I live in the free state of Utah, as I mentioned, but you could have a tactical pen, you could have a knife, you could have a flashlight, have some weapon. The more, not to say more important lesson, because having a gun in that kind of situation is a critical lesson, or critically important, but just as important is always trying to de-escalate. Here are those crazy road rage stories where guys are flipping each other the bird when they're in their cars, and then somebody pulls out a gun and starts shooting. Stupid, stupid, and stupid. If you can avoid it, always swallow your pride, which is easier, when you're not some 21-year-old knucklehead kid, which, hey, I've been there and done that. But as you get older and wiser, swallow your pride. You don't want to have to get in a shootout. You don't want to have to take somebody's life. You don't want to have to do something stupid, which is why I will play the mild-mannered, friendly accountant all day long if it keeps me from having to fight, having to shoot, etc. But of course, always have the backup, because if push comes to shove, you want to make sure you go home and the other person doesn't put you 6 feet under. So that is my story of looking at land. I'm still looking for my mini farm. Haven't found it yet. Gotta find that 5 to 10 acres unless somehow I can convince my wife to hunt for 320 acres, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. However, I told her once the kids are gone, I'm going to live there, and I hope she joins me. I don't know if she will, so maybe I won't be there after. Anyway, I'm former CIA officer Jason Hanson. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the ring notification. And if you want some very, very cool stuff from me, click below. You're gonna see stuff that will absolutely save your life, stuff that me and some buddies in the intelligence business and guys who I can't even mention use, and that's it, because I'm gonna go punch Bob. Anyways, God bless you. Adios.
Please welcome back former CIA officer Jason Hanson.
Former CIA Jason Hanson.
This handsome fella is Jason Hanson.
This is Jason Hanson, former CIA guy.